Edward. Why are you laughing?
What the fuck is it now? Because you always, I love, it's always, so it's always the pickup and like, what's gonna fucking come out of this bitch's mouth now?
I know, as soon as the camera is rolling, you know, she's here. She's ready to be on her stage and, you know, just like Beyonce.
Her stage as in your table with this one fucking
little
painting.
little kitchen. Everyone is asking about it. And there are people actually.
Is everyone, is it like 2-3 people?
At least 8.
Yes.
Yes.
About where you got it?
No, about like where the artist is, because apparently, like, of course, this is not authentic. And I said I got it on Taobao. But,
hey, come on, Taobao.
But I said it
Home
last time.
of the penis costume.
Yeah, that too.
What did she say in Chinese? Say it again.
The girl said, 我是个鸡巴, like this, but it's very, very vulgar.
Say it more enthusiastically.
I can't. It's so vulgar.
Just say it.
I'm educated. I can't do this.
That has nothing to do with anything. It's just you repeating what she said. It's a meme.
She said, 我是个鸡巴, like this.
Is that excited? And is that how you would say it if you were like enthusiastic about your costume?
No, but I can't do this. But you guys will forgive me, right? Because you know how
you're so. I think it's really crazy how you want to be out there. No, I'm Christian. But then we literally have thousands of hours of footage of you being a fucking cum guzzling, cock sucking.
Make sure it does not get leaked
horse
online.
Dick riding.
Those are just rumors. You guys saw it. If I didn't see it, then I didn't do it. Okay? If there's no proof, then it didn't happen.
So, I was going through Reddit and I saw this thread about I should have pulled it up earlier.
Here, how
why is it so wobbly?
Because I reheated in the. So we're gonna talk something about Reddit, things we read on Reddit. But but one thing I want to ask you before that is, in Korea there is a question about this is a taiyaki, right? In English, it's a sort of fish-shaped waffle stuffed with different fillings, traditionally red beans or custard. In Korea, just like your blood type and your MBTI, they ask you if you eat this taiyaki from the head or from the gori, from the tail.
I did it from the head, but I don't think I've ever thought about that.
If you're eating from the head, that means you're a whore. If I'm from the tail, that means I'm a virgin. Okay. As simple as that. So you
okay. If you want that to be the sign of you being a virgin or whatever. Okay. Which is funny because we literally had a recent podcast where you talk about how you have sexual pleasures from eating hot dogs, and you have a G-spot in your throat. So
I just want to put it out there, just so.
Anyway, it's on Reddit. There's a post talking about in the Korea subreddit. Those who lived and spent a lot of time in Korea during the last 15 years or so, what changes have you noticed in modern Korean culture that you think are linked to prevalence and spread of social media? I thought that was a really great topic, so I thought we could talk about that today.
I'm just so glad we're actually getting something deep.
I know.
And meaningful.
And nothing about, even though we started the episode about dicks. Let's read some of the responses and we can kind of talk about them. Because how long, we came here around the same time.
This is my 9th year.
Oh my God, I'm your 선배.
Your 10th year?
This is my 12th year in Korea.
12th year?
Yeah, I came here in 2011.
You're gonna live I think you're gonna live longer than the time that you're gonna live in America.
맞아. But even in America, I moved around so much. I lived in Germany for many years, so I already surpassed that. Oi, how many love? Sorry, I won't do it anymore. Soloing at restaurants is now less stressful, and some even promote and have sections for single diners. It's nice when traveling I don't have to settle with strictly fast food menus. Yeah, I remember back in the day there was a conversation about how it's taboo to go to somewhere alone, like kokijip or anywhere.
Because I think the Korean culture is pretty much very communal. And you always go somewhere with someone.
That's true.
Yeah, there are people that cannot even the girls.
The girls.
Because I went to
the girls.
The girls.
You better fucking work, bitch.
The girls I went to.
The girls.
The girls I went to high school with. Okay, never mind. That's not the accent.
I don't know what that was.
I have no idea.
Anyway.
The girls I went to high school with, because I went to international school. So there will be high school. So there will be Korean girls around me, and then some of them they always go to even the bathroom together.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
In general, every Korean group I'm sure if y'all can relate, if you live outside of Korea and you have a Korean group in your school or whatever, they always congregate.
They
stick together.
Very
And yet, the amount of drama in those groups surpasses all the drama.
You know, especially if there's like a church sort of group.
There's the Jason and there's
the core Mary and the good Mary in the
I've never met a
church.
Korean girl named Mary. I always feel like there's always a Grace.
There's always a Grace.
Always a Grace, but she's
Always Grace.
usually from
Emily.
Emily. Yeah. I have a question. Did you in your high school? Where were you in high school? In Canada?
In London and Hamilton.
Near your house, near your school, did you have like any restaurants? Or
There
fast
is.
food?
There
So
is.
are you allowed to go there during lunch?
We are not.
Oh, you're not?
We are really far away from it. Too, yeah.
In high school for me, we had one Subway nearby the school. It was a 2-minute walk. And so it was considered cool to go to Subway. But by the time you went to Subway, came back with your food and all that, it's like 10 minutes left of lunch. So, but yeah, I was just curious if you have anything like that. But
Is it related to our topic? Okay.
whoa. Oh, she said,
I thought
Is it, related?
finally something we finally gonna, you know.
that was what I was curious because you brought up high school. So I was like,
Oh, okay. Because I thought I was expecting something that you say gonna.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It was just a random question.
Okay.
I felt like back then, the only type of food you can get by yourself is just 포장마차. Like a tteokbokki, like a little tteokbokki cart. You can go there, eat by
street
yourself.
food.
It's street food, that's fine. But restaurants, what about places like kimbap 천국?
Kimbap 천국 is actually very good for takeout. So people go there or they eat alone, like 아저씨's.
Even back then.
Yeah, kimbap 천국 is translated to kimbap heaven.
Kimbap heaven,
It's
yeah.
one of the most common franchise in Korea.
You can think of it almost like it's like almost like a McDonald's in the sense that there's a lot and it's just like quick and easy food.
Yes,
It's very inexpensive,
cheap,
very
yeah.
cheap. So
Not
honestly,
cheap anymore, but
진짜?
very expensive now.
그래?
Yeah.
Oh, but isn't there like several almost like different types of kimbap 천국? It also the quality of the food is very dependent on the ajumas that work there.
God, I remember a few years ago I went to kimbap 천국 with you, like midnight. Back when you live around the Kwangdong area.
Oh my god!
And we talked about this. It's like, oh my god, this kimbap 천국's ajumoni is not like
She's not giving.
She's not giving.
She said, "Fuck y'all."
Yeah, like this is midnight and I'm on my night shift. I'm not
She's not
having
a girl's
good mood.
girl.
Yes. We ordered tteokbokki or something. The tteokbokki tastes like literally
Plastic.
red water.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah, it's water, but it's red.
if I'm gonna go to kimbap 천국 and I'm ordering 라볶이 or tteokbokki or something, I'm gonna have to be okay with the fact that it's not gonna be that good. I'm just trying to fill my stomach.
Yes.
But
that was just crossing the line.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
The time I went with you,
pretty bad.
It's really literally tastes like red water.
if you live in a place that has a kimbap 천국 nearby and the ajumas cook really well, you're really lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm not that fortunate enough. But I think back to the topic, I do think because the Korean culture is pretty much communal and they always like to do things together. And if you're eating alone, people will be having bad perceptions about you, like, oh, what's wrong with that person? Maybe like that person has really weird personality, so that person does not have any friends to eat with.
Yeah.
If just a 직장인 eating by like a person who like a salary worker who eat by himself outside of a restaurant, maybe people won't think like that. But if it's like staff cafeteria, that sort of situation, it's just like school lunch, and you see a kid and always eating by him or herself, you might think like that person does not have any friends, or what's wrong with that person. It's pretty much like, yeah, that's the mindset.
But I feel like that's very similar in America as well, in school growing up. But
even though in the States, I find like in Canada as well, even though people they might think, oh, this person maybe like he does not have any friends, they won't show it and they won't say it. But in Korea they'll be like,
they'll talk.
Yeah, they'll talk.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Back then. Nowadays they realize it's not like a good thing. They do.
Don't you eat in the classroom in school though in Korea?
In Korea they eat in a cafeteria.
Oh, 그래.
Yeah, we all have a cafeteria.
Did you ever have like, so you had a cafeteria in your school too, right?
Yes.
Did you always have like, I mean, obviously there's no assigned seating in the cafeteria, but did you ever have your spot?
I didn't.
Oh, you just sat wherever?
My spot is where the popular girls sit. I sit with them just so I'm,
I was always with a group of the emo scene kids, and our spot was always like not in the cafeteria, but in some random hallway staircase. Because there's always staircases.
Yes.
Because we had like
eat there?
2층까지 있어서. But under the staircase, I don't think we're technically allowed to be there, but they just let us, and we would just be there and just chill and mind our own business.
Oh my God.
And that was like our spot. So whenever we're like, all right, we'll see you later at the spot.
That sounds like a motif of the next K-pop music video.
Ah,
Just
right.
like pretending to be American teenagers.
Sounds like a Skins episode.
Yes, eating in the staircases and
Everyone
like,
fucking each other. That was the first time I met someone that was bisexual in real life. And when I first heard that, I was like, my pee-pee tingled. I was like, oh my God, a potential. But he was dating one of the girls in the fan group, so obviously I'm not gonna.
And then are you showing like extra interest?
A little bit, and he kind of did to me too. And I was just like, oh my God, escandalosa.
Where
Pero
is he now?
stop boy. I don't fucking know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you're watching, then contact me.
I'm dead. I remember in another school I went to, I had a really close friend named Samantha. She had a brother 1 year younger, and he was bisexual too. And that boy would be flirting with me. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, I made up all this shit in my head. I'm
So
like,
many
oh my God, we're like
bisexuals in
dating. We're
California.
we're going to be like together. Even though thinking about it now, he's very distant in terms of like, he would just fuck around with me, like in texting, but he never actually tried to pursue me. So he'd be playing with my heartstrings.
Sam's brother, like, what were you doing?
Honestly, I think his name is Anthony. Yeah.
Anthony? Maybe Anthony just did not feel like the,
He's so cute.
the dumpster vibe.
He was like
you know?
the epitome of like scene kid. And I was like,
But you guys have no place to do anything. So
hey, you, I don't like your
boyfriend. Okay.
Girlfriend, I do.
Girlfriend. I love that song.
You do? Maybe she's from your country, so represent.
Because you said she's from my country. I realized because I thought of there was a time period that Avril Lavigne, she actually went to China. She sang
Really?
in Chinese. I think her agency purposely wanted her to do well in China, even though she's doing really well. But then later on, people realized people just like her singing in English.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people like it's always been popular when like a pop singer from the West they can sing in
The language of the
language,
country.
the Asian language. But
Is it?
Yeah, but back then it was just too awkward. I think Avril Lavigne. Like, of course, I think she did a lot of practice, but in the song, it might sound like she's
Awkward.
kind of awkward. She's
So
like,
that's how I feel about K-pop stars singing English songs now. Like, they'll just be singing fucking Korean. Like,
but Jenny and you and me, I love it.
but she's from Australia, so it's
Australia.
okay. But you have all these
New
other like
Zealand.
La Seraphim, love Perfect Night, love that song a lot. But I don't know.
I know what you mean. It's like the lyrics gets too literal in some sense. Like
It almost gives the vibes of like because the vibe of English lyrics and the vibe like American songs and K-pop songs is so different. Like if like I'm thinking of Twice. You have da 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 da. A lot of those lyrics are like so cringe in English.
Yeah, so cringe.
But because they just sound like a high school girl's diary or middle school girl's diary. Like, but if it was in Korean, it would be a lot more like easy to handle.
Yeah, because it's more culturally appropriate.
Gucci.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just because I'm used to in America, it's always just like big tits, booty, then ass, twerk. So maybe I'm just used to that.
America.
I don't know.
God bless America.
All the tacky cafes and the abundance of photo zones in tourist sites. There used to be fewer, but now it seems mandatory to have every place look like it is set up for a photo studio with hashtags, branding, and all the other things associated with that.
I think that's
So
globally, though.
Oh yeah,
It's a global
But
trend.
It's shime in Korea. It's a little bit bad in Korea.
I think Korea started the trend.
Really?
Yes. Don't you think? Because
Maybe.
Korea has one of the most large cafe consumer base in the world. I think third or fourth.
Oh, wow.
Very large. So
Who's first?
I think America and then China
Really?
and then in terms of the size of the country, there are so many cafes in different 동네, the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I think Korea has the most cafes in like just in one area
Yeah.
because it's literally everywhere. That's why I think it's super competitive, and the one really last and stand out is the one that has the thing that the person has described, which
You think
is
so?
you can.
I feel like especially the places that are set up to obviously just be taking cute pictures, those don't last that long. Because
But
people
the really, really good ones do last long.
like what?
Like there's a cafe that recently collabed with Louis Vuitton. It's called Camel, I think. You guys can look it up. It looks like the interior of it looks like Le Labo, but did a cafe.
Oh, I
setting.
see what
It's
you
very
mean.
like vintage and dirty looking, but
And how long has it been around?
it's been around a long time.
Like how long?
Yeah, it's like A few years. A few years is
Yeah, I
very
thought
long
you were
in
about to be
Korea.
like 6 months, which to be honest,
No,
that's
a
a
few
very long
years.
time for a cafe
And
in
they
Korea.
collaborated with Louis Vuitton, so
Okay, we'll see how long it
yeah.
lasts.
I went there recently. It was cute, but I won't go there.
I met up with Megan
Twice.
Mo the other day, and we're talking about like, damn, we're like OG YouTubers in Korea, bro, and we're still here. And we were talking about how like she was talking about how she wants to like, because her videos from back then were more like informational, like touristy videos, but now those are more popular now on like TikTok and stuff, right? So she's like, oh, I want to go back and revisit those places or correct some information. And I was like, I wonder if I went to the places I went to back in the day vlogging and if they're still there, because Korea's changed so much.
So much.
Girl, the amount of even fucking construction going on in my neighborhood, it's a very like rustic neighborhood, but girl, they're trying to modernize everything, and I'm like, when those fucking those self photo studios start popping up, I was like, all right, it's the end of our neighborhood.
Oh, this reminds me that you know the OECD. OECD is it's an association of different countries. Like the current most developing and already developed countries are in OECD.
It's good coffee.
Thank you. It's
Girl, what do you think? You just put water in it. The coffee did the work. The fuck?
not sponsored. Hashtag.
Hey.
Korea has the third or second, I forgot, but it's the second or third for sure of like small business rate. Like people will do small business twice as more as Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of businesses?
Just including all small business, just like a cafe or a restaurant.
Okay, I see.
Yes, very, because it's the digits is exactly twice as Japan. So because Japan and Korea are very similar, right? But in Korea, and that means like 1 out of 10 people almost people will like quit their jobs and do one like small business.
In America, I feel like the vibe is to go to college and just join a big corporation. Right. That's why.
That's the vibe in Korea. If you graduate from a really good university and later on you just want to work with Samsung or LG.
Yeah, because I guess the making a mom and pop shop is kind of like not as common these days unless you're in a very specific type of neighborhood or city. I feel like.
Why though?
I'm not sure.
It's hard.
I heard Gojime mom and pop shops are being taken over by kind of like Korea right now, where you'll have the 원래 동네에 있었던 것들을 they like break it down, like whatever those businesses that were originally there, take them down and put like a franchise or something there, like Starbucks or like,
That's sad.
It's so sad.
But the thing is,
we eat that shit up.
I'm-
We are contributing. We are part of the problem.
I'm not against it because I feel like moms and pop shops sometimes they're not super hygienic or they're just not good enough.
Yeah, up to standards.
Yeah, if the shop is really good, the store, then it will not disappear.
That's true.
In my opinion,
that's true.
because
I feel like-
there's something good about franchise. Yeah.
I feel like if you're doing a mom and pop type of shop, I feel like definitely you have to work extra hard to not only stand out but also keep the standards up. Because sometimes they get so used to being there, it's like, oh, this is the family shop. Sometimes they can get not lazy, but just like slack in certain
Not
areas.
renovative. Yeah, there's no new menus.
Or sometimes they don't provide what the community wants. So
all I want is a husband.
I do feel like there is charm to mom and pop shops.
Yes,
you know,
of course.
depending on what it is, but
Because it does not feel as cold
그치.
as a cooperated
맞아.
product. It just feels very personal and very unique because it's only in that neighborhood. So I agree with you.
That's why I think I would like a mom and pop like cafe, a cafe run by a family, like a franchise. I know like Gain Cafe.
I like that really cute store, San Francisco cafe looking restaurant in your neighborhood. We went there like twice.
Baker's Table.
Yeah, it's called Baker's Table in his neighborhood. I think that's a very cute little store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's been there for a very long time.
Very long time.
Since like I was working here in Korea. So
to be honest, I don't think it's even that good. Just very
Really?
honest. Yeah, it's not bad, but it's very expensive.
it's extremely expensive.
so
to be
expensive.
honest, you do get a lot of food. It's German food, by the way. Get my Wiener Schnitzels up in there. Dankeschön. Wiener Schnitzels. Get my little bratwurst. What?
I just feel so stupid. Why people are listening to this? We're so stupid.
You're questioning that now after like 13, 14 episodes in?
But let's just still do it for people.
Oh, I saw this one. I was like, oof. Many young people don't have a real hobby. If you ask university students what their favorite hobby is, 90% of them will say watching YouTube. 10 years ago, when you asked the same question, the answers were singing, drinking, various sports, K-pop dancing, painting, video games, etc. Today, the answer is almost always YouTube. Also, body dysmorphia among young men. I have several students who are clearly taking steroids. All right, let's talk about the first part.
That's the thing.
Well,
Taking steroids.
so many people take steroids these days. Girl, I'm about to fucking take steroids.
Why?
This body of mine is not giving.
But okay, let's talk about the first
I
part.
don't even use my dick anyway. Because when you take steroids, apparently your dick gets smaller. So I'm like, okay, take it. I don't need her.
What if it is
Take so many steroids, make it turn into a fucking vagina for all I care. How many lovers does it take me?
If that's your personal choice, then.
But anyway, the first part, it reminds me of the question that people, when you ask young people what they want to be when they're older, like a lot of them at this point, the number one answer is like, I want to be a YouTuber or I want to be a TikTok star, which is so crazy to me.
I think
I'm a YouTuber and I'm not proud of it. What the fuck?
Why are you not proud of it?
No, I'm proud of what I've made, but like also, YouTuber's not forever, so I have to move on to something else at some point.
I see. Nothing's forever though.
That's so
as a job.
You're so real for that.
Yeah, I'm being honest.
You're so real.
Like if people thinking like a career like as a YouTuber, everyone has their pick, you know. I do think as a YouTuber there is your starting point, your pick, and your decay. But it just depends on how long. Yeah. But I mean, each job is there's time to say goodbye. So I don't see a problem in that. But
what are your hobbies?
Cooking and sucking. I'm just kidding.
2 things can be true at once.
Man collecting.
3 things can be true at once.
Cooking is my main hobby. When I actually started cooking professionally, I realized, just like a lot other people thinks, once your passion becomes your job, then you actually lose it. So that's why I decided to quit. And I do think cooking is gonna continuously be my major hobby. But one thing I sort of disagree with that person is my huge hobby is watching YouTube since the time I knew YouTube, a very, very long time ago. That's why I started to do YouTube like almost like 8 years ago. So I don't see that's a problem. I don't want us to try.
I think it's more so the fact that he says everyone's main and only hobby is YouTube.
Yeah, my main hobby was YouTube.
So you're included in here.
So
you're part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem, but I don't.
I think the conversation is more like, is it really a problem or is it just like sad that people aren't getting it? Because what I've noticed in Korea is that what would be considered hobbies, like legit hobbies in America, are almost seen as like a yuhang, like a trend in Korea, like golf.
Oh, golf! Don't even talk about it.
Girl, it's so funny to me because with golf, it's more of like a fashion statement. People will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on the fashion and play subpar golf.
Yeah, it is a fashion problem. Plus, it's showing your status. Because if you play golf,
yes. I only know rich people that play golf.
Yes. If you're like, what's your hobby? Oh, I love golfing. That means you're somehow rich.
Yeah. If anything, if you're like mid tier, maybe you'll go screen golfing. Screen golfing is so funny to me. It's like playing. You might as well just play fucking Super Mario
Seriously?
Golf, like on the Nintendo Wii, on the sports. But
but you do you'll do what you like. But it's just the Korean people's obsession about golfing to show off their status.
Just in general, I've noticed over the years, just random things being yuhang, which it's not like if you're gonna do something, you have to invest your whole life into it. But it's just like, oh, so that's what's popular these days, just like body propre, like taking body photos after you work out.
It's still a thing though.
Still very much a thing.
It's not crazily,
Honestly, what he said about like body dysmorphia, I feel that, bro. I feel that. When I be seeing like the way I see like hot man, I was just so distorted. I'm okay with it now, but definitely for a while when I would go to the gym and I look at myself in the body, my trainer, nice body, obviously because he's a trainer, nice body. He literally looks himself in the mirror and he's like, I look like a little anchovy. I'm like, what? And he's like, I have a little boy's body. I was like, what?
Little boy's body.
If that's a little boy's body, what the fuck am I then?
They always say that, just to fish for
I think it's a
compliment.
For him, I don't think it's that. I think he literally sees himself, and also because a lot of the other trainers in the gym are bigger than him.
Oh.
But I'm like, bro, you literally have like, you're thick. But he's like, I have a little.
But maybe if he does it for his profession.
But to me, it's sad when I see him say that because I'm like, that's mental like.
Like how pretty girls sees themselves in the mirror and thinking them like ugly.
Yeah. girls that have Eddy problems, they see what they see in the mirror is different from what other people, actually see.
Reminds me of a scene from The Mean Girls.
Which one?
My pores are huge.
And she has like full coverage foundation on. I'm dead.
You didn't remember that scene?
I remember, but I don't see any pores on her. But then again, the movie quality back then wasn't giving. So
yeah, it really just shows how girls are very insecure, like in a funny way.
Yeah.
And then
in a funny way.
Yeah, because they look flawless, and then they're like, my pores are huge.
Well, I feel like it's most human beings. They see things that other people literally don't see. Right.
Yeah. I do agree with that, and then I do think everyone's hobby is watching YouTube is kind of sad, because they're not going on like outdoor anymore. They're like the conventional hobby they're not doing. But people around me, like the salarymen, they do watch YouTube as one part of the hobby, but there's not like a huge part of.
Yeah, but also I feel like for people that are working, they don't have time to be. But also for Korean students, I'm thinking, do they even have time for hobbies? I feel like they spend so much fucking time studying. Do they even have time for hobbies, even if they wanted to? So I don't know. I think it's several factors.
The most quick and fast way. But so I'm not against that. I just think before there are kids who like to watch TV and couch potatoes. All they do is sitting on the sofa and watch TV. I feel like nowadays the contents are more curated, meaning that you watch what you like, and there's so much content rather than TV play whatever. So of course people are gonna leaning more towards to watch more and more contents, because there's literally no end things that you can watch.
Also, I think on YouTube you can watch things that you're interested in as a hobby.
Yes.
Like for me, I love makeup videos. I'll be watching makeup videos. So in a sense, I guess that's some kind of way of experiencing your hobby, if that makes sense.
Yeah. A sort of a starter, like a starting point for you to turn your something into a real hobby.
Yeah, I've watched some random videos that pop up randomly on my feed that make me want to try other things, like fucking crochet. I crocheted once. I don't know, random hobbies and shit. So crafts.
So I do think YouTube is a really good way to actually to find your hobby, or it's just a really good platform. So I'm not against it. Yeah. But I do understand why the person said
what they said that. Yeah. Okay, this person listed several things, but the third one stood out to me. Kids wearing more and more luxury brands. North Face was as expensive as it got before. Now we are getting ridiculous. I thought the whole thing about padding was so crazy to me.
The puffer jacket,
and how like if your puffer jacket wasn't like name brand, other people will see you as like, I like what you're saying earlier about the whole cafeteria thing. If someone's eating alone, people are like, he has no friends, blah, blah, blah. But then these people talk about padding, like, oh, he's not wearing like what's the popular
now it's like
North
Face, I guess.
He's not wearing North Face, he's wearing some random blah, blah, blah.
But the thing is, there are cheap North Face lines, but the one that's popular is like the most
but wanted. If the kid is wearing the North Face cheaper line, people see them and be like, yes, you couldn't afford this line from North Face, right?
But, there will be kids like that, but I think there will be kids that do not give a shit. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Do you think it's an exaggeration of people that say that that's the problem? You don't think it's that big of a case? Because
before this, people were saying that there's a certain term in Korean called 등골 breaker. So the 등골 means your spine, and breaker means breaker, and a spine breaker, which the spine refers to their parents' spine, which means the kids are using so much their parents' money, so it breaks their parents' spine. And the one,
in order to do what?
The purchasing really expensive luxury items. One of the 등골 breaker is the spine breaker used to be Canada Goose. If you came to Korea, and you'll see a lot of high schoolers are wearing Canada Goose, which are worth at least $1,200.
What about with like iPhones and Samsung phones? Do you think there's something like that with that?
Everyone's using iPhone. I don't think there were people using Samsung.
There are people using Samsung?
Like kids. Because there used to be the news, because Samsung phones are more designed to elder people. So in Korea, it has an image of not as, posh as iPhone, even the price difference is not that much.
I know a lot of K-pop fans have Samsung. Because the idols that they like are the models for Samsung.
Or their image. If you use Samsung, that means you love your country. It's patriotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also I know for concerts, the video quality is really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
the
know.
zoom is super nice and the audio is good. But yeah, I noticed going to K-pop concerts and a lot of my K-popper friends, they all have Samsung.
Oh wow, that's something really good to know. The reason why I do not purchase Samsung phone anymore, I used to get their flip.
The flip was cute though. Not gonna
yeah,
lie.
I think it's really. That's why I got it. I got the most recent one. The battery life, honey. If you're using one, then
You
will
didn't get the
know.
most recent one.
Yeah.
You got the new one. The screen that's on when you flip it closed and there's a screen, right?
Yeah.
It fills the whole thing.
Yeah.
You have the tiny one.
No, the tiny one's the first generation. I didn't get the tiny one.
You had the one where the screen was tiny, with like a little flower field on there.
I got one that's like almost half of the.
This is the new one.
Oh, I got the one like before this. Yeah, but I think the one before this is prettier.
You think so?
Yeah, because the
Color?
half of the screen is kind of
Having
Yeah.
the screen that big.
yeah, that big. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah, you might as well just use a regular iPhone.
Yeah, right. Because my boss got it for me for my work phone, and then the battery life is just pathetic. So
Really?
I needed to change it.
진짜?
I sell it on like a secondhand market.
Hey.
Yeah, which is a carrot market in Korea. And then
Hey.
the reason why kids are so obsessed with the puffer jacket is because I used to go to like school like that, so I knew because in Korea we have to wear uniforms, school uniforms, every single day. The only personality that we can have is the thing that we can add on. Yeah, because other things are not allowed. And if your winter is super cold, they allow you to wear like a jacket on top of it. So beside uniform, which is just all the same, the puffer jacket is the only thing that you can show your status.
Yeah, that's very true.
You can show off. So I think that's why kids are very obsessed with it. And then
that makes a lot of sense.
and one puffer jacket you can wear it for 3 years. No, the same one. Because you only wear it for one season, right? So even though it's $1,000, but in terms of like how much you can wear it every single day to school. So that's why they really want one, because they can use it every single day.
That's true.
Yeah, it's not like some clothes and you wear it just for like once a week. So if you break it down, it kind of makes sense.
I mean, if you get a good quality one, it's a functional piece of clothing. It keeps you warm. It's not just a fashion item, right?
I think this exists in all the other countries, just like Japan. You know how Japan elementary school students, they all have to wear the specific backpack, and that backpack is worth like $1,000. Yeah.
I see those videos talk about like the different designs you can get.
Yes,
because that's like gonna be your backpack, right? So
that's the way of the parents, how they show their wealth and status. As long as there were people, there will be things like that happening, but it's just very sad, According from Kourtney Kardashian, there are people who are dying. So
what?
I just wish.
Okay, I saw this one. I thought it was so interesting, but I don't know if you have anything to contribute to this. But one person literally just said Pilates instructors.
Oh, this is so funny.
그래. Someone said, weirdly, this might be the most accurate one on here. Pilates, yoga, and PT as an industry did not exist in the same way 15 years ago. It would not exist in the way it does today without the influence and reach of social media. I keep forgetting that we're talking about this topic in the sense through the lens of social media. It might be the most visible offline industry that owes its success to its online presence. And it's also one that's directly resulted in tangible changes in overall physiques, as well as general attitudes toward fitness in Korea.
I think Pilates, because I used to do Pilates too.
Really?
I feel like, yeah.
Why?
Because Pilates, you don't need any instrument. You just use your body weight.
Did you have an instructor or did you?
I used to do it at home, watching TV. Now I do P90X only.
Hey,
yeah.
You do P90X?
Yeah.
That's wild. That's been
Why?
around for so long.
I know, I love
I remember when I
P90X.
was in high school, I saw advertisements for P90X. I was like, that's going to be me, but I never bought it.
Not sponsored, but
It
P90X,
works?
it is.
Do you have all the equipment for it though?
I do.
Oh, wow.
I do. I want to say that there's actually an image towards Pilates instructors. Do you know that normally a woman who is in their mid 30s and then they quit their job, they don't know what to do.
So they become a Pilates
They
instructor?
become that's how
Really?
normally, or there are certain jobs that a prostitute in Korea,
Certain jobs are what? Certain jobs are what?
like prostitutes, like whores.
What about them?
When they quit their jobs in Korea, there are certain jobs they will do after they retire.
Oh,
Pilates
being one of
instructors,
them?
yes. Either there will be a Pilates instructors. This is not quoting from me. This is just quoting from my friends. Because that's what I heard. Others, because that's why there's just a stigma towards. Yeah, they're either Pilates instructors or they do like dog trimming, like grooming, dog grooming.
Yeah.
Or they would do nail art.
Love that.
Yes, that's the three jobs. And they were.
Which is funny because all those jobs you mentioned, they're all in Donyeondong. All available.
Donyeondong is the sort of
the Mecca.
The mega center of
Mecca.
Mecca. What is Mecca?
MECCA.
That's the English word for Mecca. MECCA.
You can look it up. Anyway.
What does it stand for?
Look it up.
Donyeondong is an area in Korea where Edward used to live in.
I love how you had to mention that. That's information that's not even relevant, and you're like.
That's how you know. If you're a journalist, you have to go to the
journalist.
You have to go to the battlefield to get the most fresh news. Anyway. And to see how they live. Yeah. That's why if you meet someone like you didn't know and then the person said, oh, I'm a Pilates instructor. So it depends on the personality. You get the feeling that, he is a really good, like, he's really passionate about the job, or the person is like, she has nothing good to do in her life, then she becomes like, that's why it has a stigma.
And this is just amongst you and your friends, or?
I think it's a very common.
In Korea?
Yeah, common.
You think so?
Yes.
I know the gym I go to now, there used to be a Pilates thing, but it's gone. There used to be like one little Pilates, that table thing that slides.
Like this?
They used to have that, but it's not there anymore.
Because people think Pilates instructors the industry is very easy to enter. Maybe that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, in Korea only.
Oh, and MBTI obsession, which I also do not find desirable.
I'm obsessed with MBTI. Are you?
I thought you weren't. Every time I brought MBTI up, you were so annoyed.
That's personal color. It's different.
Both of them. Every time I mention MBTI, you're just like, oh my god.
Because you always attribute all your personality traits
because everything
to
is
MBTI.
True. Because it's all true. And honestly, it's just easy for me to have a reason for my behavior.
You always say, either way, you start a sentence with, because I'm a summer cool.
Hey, if you're going to make fun of me, at least be right about it.
You're a summer mute.
You're spring. I'm summer mute. You're summer. I keep telling you, spring light, summer light.
I'm not. I'm so cool.
Summer.
I'm winter cool. But yeah.
That's how you dress up. But
see how good I look with these flowers.
That's not winter. That's spring, summer light.
That's why the flower is dying. Because the winter is
maybe because
coming.
of your shitty personality, Edward. It feels the dark presence in the room. Maybe it's the fumes coming from your anus.
I didn't realize you you knew. Okay.
Oh, it's every time I walk into this house, the hairs in my nose burn off. Just kidding.
I just realized there's a lot of places designed for social media because they want to go viral. For example, the pop-up stores in Seongsu area.
Yeah, I love when they have like a lot of these times they'll have like a photo zone outside of the cafe, right? Which a lot of times is just like, those signs that are just like this. They're folded pieces of like metal or glass, and it's made with like a glass finish so you can take a picture in it, and then they'll have the cafe logo and then like their Instagram ID and like hashtags on it, so they make it so people will want to take a photo in there. I see a lot of that. Speaking of photos, there's so many like, what is it, I call them purikura because that's what it is in Japan, but insane shot.
It's called insane nekot because insane nekot is one of the franchise and popularized
first. Yeah, so a lot of people just call it insane nekot, like in general.
It's a photo booth which you can take four photos and then print it out.
You take them sometimes, right?
I do with my friends. Only if my friend asks.
Have you ever, because you go in and you put your stuff down and you're like looking through the cute little hats and little accessories that they have, because a lot of people print more photos of themselves and then they post it on the wall for people to see. Did you ever go looking for some cuties on there?
Actually, no. I didn't realize. But if I accidentally bump into, because they were just right in front, they present themselves in front of me, then I was like, oh, this guy's kind of hot. But that was it.
No, I was just wondering. I just thought about that. Yeah, I was in Seongsu-dong the other day. Well, I thought it was like in October. We were just waiting around because some of the girls were taking too long to get ready. Mm-hmm. So I was just looking around, looking at the photos. Actually, this particular place that we went to, they had different rooms for each personal color.
Oh my God.
I was like, but the thing is, we're all winters and summers. So it's like, oh my God, the Kulsum girlies. But
warm tones not allowed.
Yeah, that's just a different room. But I was just looking at the photos and there's some pretty okay looking people, guys.
Okay.
And I saw some people leaving like their Instagram IDs and I'm like, what?
Really?
Yeah, they'll post a little photo there, and they're right under in the pen because there's pens there, right? If you for some reason want to sign your shit,
You promote yourself in a photo booth?
I had a photo booth. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I love that. We should. Oh my god, maybe we should do that for content.
Bonnie and Cherry?
Maybe just for my channel, because that's not a thing anymore, obviously. But yeah, maybe for my content, we'll go to some random photo booth and be like, pick some random boy, give them a transformation.
Well, that's actually right. Yeah.
It's a cute idea.
And then ask them to take a photo.
Yeah.
And another photo booth that got really popular, I tried it this summer, is, you know how...
Yeah.
They take it in a
I
very
think it's called
top...
Don't Look Up or something.
It's called Don't Look Up. This kind of photo is... the camera is on the very top of the studio.
Yeah.
And then you...
It's giving
like
CCTV vibes.
Yeah, it's giving CCTV vibes. It's giving you that kind of like hip hand...
Fish eye lens sort of vibe. They also have the version that's below. Have you tried that one? Yeah. That's the one I did.
Why would you... Because the one you take on below, it makes you look uglier. No,
not necessarily.
Really?
It almost looks like it looks like a music. You know, there's some music videos where the camera's below the floor, and the artist.
Oh, that's really
it gives
cool.
that vibe.
Oh, I see.
He said, "Obviously, you're not gonna look like this. You're like looking down at the camera."
Yeah, you know the Sadako, the ring, the ring look. Like I thought that's gonna look like that.
Yeah, don't know. It's
okay.
It comes out pretty cute.
I heard there's another one. It's like they make the studio kind of looks like inside of an elevator.
Really?
Yes, elevator. And there's another one. They make the inside kind of looks like sort of one room of the subway. How I say it?
One car of the subway.
One car of the subway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
it looks like you are sitting in a subway.
That shit is so, like, as tacky as it is, kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, right? You just want to try it once.
Yeah.
Why not?
So interesting. It's also a good change from just the regular like one color background. Just
like just white. It doesn't know.
question: do you prefer hitting the remote when you are ready, or do you prefer just the timer?
I prefer the timer because if you want to get ready, then it takes 4 hours. So the timer actually kind of gives you the thrill.
Why take forever?
Because if you're taking with someone else, because when I go there, I was with my 2 or 3 other friends, and then they were like, it takes time.
Having the timer gets them
it really reminds you. Yeah.
Like, hurry the fuck up.
Yeah, hurry the fuck
Okay.
because I'm kind of lazy to take those photos, to be honest. But I like the outcome. I do appreciate it.
I do appreciate that they record the whole thing. You can download the video.
Oh, yeah,
when you go to the photo booth, you take your pictures or whatever, and it's actually recording a video the whole time. And at the end of your buying your little photo card, the QR code pops. If you go in the QR code link, then you can download the video and photos, like a digital version.
Yes, and they make a GIF out of it. And normally it's very, very cute.
This person wrote several things. Should we go through them?
Sure.
Street lights on the ground because everyone's eyes are glued on their smartphones, which is the safer way, I guess. That's true. I noticed.
I didn't realize there was a...
Because you don't walk outside, Edward. You always take taxis, so you don't know. But these days, I have a lot of bigger crosswalks. Right, there's like little lights at the bottom, so when you're looking down your phone, it turns red or green depending on if you can walk.
Oh.
그런 거 많아요, 요즘에.
Wow. Okay.
I think because the original question of the thread was, have you noticed any big changes in Korea over the last 15 years because of social media? And I feel like a lot of these people are not answering.
They're just answering the changes.
Yeah. But I guess technically because of social media, we're on our phones more now. So yeah, people are going to be looking down on their phones.
I guess.
Yeah. Did you ever have that like Mickey Mouse MP3 player?
Oh, yes.
I heard they're making a comeback.
Yes, and I was going to buy it. Because
what would you load onto there?
Oh, it's not MP3. It's they used to be MP3 player. Then looks like a Mickey Mouse head.
You use the ears to turn the volume and change fast forward and.
Yes, it is
How many lovers does it?
It is one of the hit products for their the brand iRiver. It's called iRiver.
iRiver, oh girl.
And now they because a lot it's super popular. Everyone has it, and now they sort of they reproduce it. That product. It's not an MP3. It's Bluetooth earphone now.
Bluetooth earphone.
Yeah. So you take out the ear is the butt. So you put
That's not the same thing.
That's not the same. But who needs MP3? Your phone.
That's
is
the whole
MP3.
point of bringing it back.
Well,
and also it's convenient for those like if you go work out, and actually that's why they made the shuffle. There's no screen on the iPod Shuffle. It's literally just a play button, fast forward, and rewind, and volume. It's just literally just a play because a lot of people just put on a playlist. So back then when you have to have iTunes on your computer to load on your music, people just do that, make their playlist, and they would just put their headphones on and play.
The good old times. You make your own playlist. Yeah.
But now they curate shit for you. But Spotify. Well, I don't use Spotify, but I never trust those fucking playlists. Like if I'm with a friend that has Spotify and they play a playlist and they pick a specific genre, girl, the music in there is not the same thing as what we're expecting.
I can recommend you guys a channel. It's called Layback.
Layback?
I like Layback. It's not as basic as Essential, the music channel.
Yeah.
Essential is kind of basic.
Basic?
Yeah, it's like this pumpkin spice latte.
Ah! Are you sure? Or is it just because you're used to that channel? Because you listen to it so often?
The reason why I like Layback is it doesn't...
Is it Korean?
It is Korean. It always puts you in a situation. There's a lot of people...
Very specific, like...
Yeah, the beginning of the video is actually moving. And then the title will be One Sunny Day in Seongsu-dong. I know that's super basic. But they actually took a short video of people actually going to Seongsu-dong. And there's like a live DJ and moving.
Wow.
So I feel like Layback is my...
your go-to now?
My recent go-to.
I should check that out.
Yeah.
I love the concept of having background music in real life. And I have all these speakers in my room too, so I'm like, why don't I use them?
And you have like a
LP player?
LP player.
Okay, that's different though, because I gotta load the LP on there. It only plays one side at a time.
But that's the vibe you're going for, no?
I bought it originally because of Christmas, which I should be, because I have a Charlie Brown Christmas LP. I need to put that on.
Who? Charlie Brown? What's the
cartoon character?
Who is Charlie Brown?
Snoopy.
Oh, okay. Now I know.
God,
I know.
girl.
I know. Peanuts?
Yeah, the Peanuts.
Yes.
Peanuts gang.
Oh, okay.
Customer service got worse. Before, it was friendly but silly, stuck to the rules. Now it's often unfriendly to the point it feels like I'm bothering the workers. Do you think so? This one, I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
I feel like that's a more personal anecdote.
I agree with you. I think the rude Korean servers, they're always being very rude. But the nice ones are very nice.
It also depends on the time of day you go. If you're going like late at night, girl, you know they're going to be like...
Yeah, and sometimes, because this is what I heard from my restaurant owners' friends, like especially if you're Korean barbecue restaurants, it's really hard to get part-timers anymore, even though you pay a lot of money, because there's no one wants to do all the hard work anymore, even though you pay them like $12 an hour. In Korea, that's quite high. And then the part-timers always run away on the day of their shift. They will like text the boss. It's like, sorry, I cannot do this anymore. I'm sorry. And then there's literally you cannot find anyone to work. It's quite sad.
Yeah.
Why, Edward?
I don't know. My mind drifts off to something else.
Okay, speaking of ADHD.
Food quality, especially in cheaper places, got much worse. Even my mother knows it as a frequent tourist in Korea. You think so? Food quality?
Oh, I do agree, because the cost has gone really high. So
they're trying to find cheaper.
As a normal customer without the knowledge of food industry, they just...
As someone in the fashion industry...
who previously worked
in the food industry.
It's because in Korea, if you pay like just like 8,000원, 9,000원, like $5-6, then probably the food that you get is assembled, not cooked, properly cooked. The reason why I'm saying assembled is because every single condiment is actually made separately in a factory
and just sent off to be. It's like Starbucks food.
Yeah, Starbucks or McDonald's.
Yeah.
So what you taste is like cardboard meat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then frozen stuff. So even though there's like you see they have a kitchen that they make it, the thing that they got is probably from a factory. So if you go to a Korean restaurant, make sure that the menu is not that much, and then they make everything from scratch.
Here's one thing I haven't seen on here yet: social media's effects on pet ownership. I believe that social media and broadcast television is directly correlated with an increase in pet ownership, more diversity in breeds, wider acceptance of mixed breed pets, and better care for pets in general. While I'm sure it's resulted in some people raising pets irresponsibly, I think the net effect trends positively. As a pet owner, how do you feel about this?
Because of social media pets, I think more and more people want to have a pet. They see all the cute pet videos online.
Well, that's obvious. But I think the person's talking about the way pet owners treat their pets. Because before it was probably like they're just like getting them just to get them, and then they had no knowledge of it.
Because along with those cute dog and cat videos, there are a lot of huge chunk of.
I love how this thing is just in front of your face the whole time.
Oh. People not there, not looking at me anyway. But
that's a mood.
Before I got my dog, I made sure I watched every single like a really good dog training video I can.
You can watch hundreds of millions of hours of dog training videos, and there's still gonna be one person that will be like, I don't think you should be feeding your pet that.
I know.
It's always, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like there's always someone
Know it all.
that someone's that got something to say. So
That's why I don't show my dogs like very often in front of camera.
and if they do,
just photos.
it's just like one photo, or it's just like doing like in a neutral position doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. Well, there were people there just feeling not uncomfortable watching everything. I really appreciate how people are actually uploading dog training and just basic knowledge about dogs on YouTube. I actually learned a lot, and my dog can do sit down, and then when I ask her to go home, and she will go to her I say home, and she will go to her spot, and then I say no, and she does know when to stop. And she behaves very well, don't you think? And when I say
she's all right.
And yeah, that's why when I say attack the bitch, and then she know which
she knows exactly who to come for.
I'm all the bitches. She know exactly which one.
There could be a room of 100 people in here, but when you say attack, she comes right to my ass.
She knew it was Edward Avila. Is the one to kill.
The only thing I imagine just now is you being like, Kaura, attack. She doesn't come, so you pull a knife from behind. You're just like,
I'll do it for you.
Yeah, I'll do it.
One thing I think difference from China is, you know how China, the short form trend actually started from China, right? The TikTok. Yeah. There's so many cute dog and cat videos, but I don't think that having to respect your dog as another life and knowing how to train your dog is of course in China people know that, but still I think in Korea people know it more trivial culture thing than you need to treat your dog more humane. And
this wasn't a case before.
Because there are a lot of people just throw their dogs away and things like incident like that,
like a come and go sort of thing.
Because the social stigma has gone so high.
I feel bad even leaving our dogs like out like at the house just to go to the 편의점.
There are just irresponsible people who will even like leave their children like
in the fucking car while they get their nails done. Isn't that crazy?
So I mean,
recently I saw a kid died. They almost died because they were in there for
heat. Because of heat.
Yeah,
this happens a lot.
It's crazy.
You know, there's a lot of people in the world. There's a lot of birds in the woods, so you just never know which one's crazy.
My dad has a Tesla, and I love how there's like a pet mode.
There's a pet mode for Tesla?
Yeah. So if you have to leave the car, it cools the whole vehicle down and keeps your pet. You know.
Okay, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Elon Musk for mask. Anyway, so
sorry, I'm a bottom.
If you live in Korea, let us know if you notice any big differences being here, because I know there's a lot of people that follow us that have been here for like a long time. So
I think they will just when they're watching this far, and
they'll be like changes that have happened in Korea. Edward's faces. Edward's faces.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's our faces.
That's a big change, honey. Oh my!
How cynical.
What reason? I looked up one of my older videos recently, and I was like, I look so different.
I know,
which
right?
is, I mean, it's obvious because I got my nose done twice and they're both documented, but it wasn't even a matter of like aging. It was literally just like my entire face changed.
Because I knew you from the very beginning, and then I sometimes go back to our old videos.
But you look exactly the same.
I do look very similar.
Yeah. It's like, sucks for you, Edward, but some of us...
No, because... To be honest, yesterday I was watching my MasterChef video.
Yeah, you just look younger there. You don't look like different.
It's now I have more hair. Because before, like, I think I don't have a lot of hair
due to stress from the show.
No, it's just I think my hair is like my hairline is shedding.
I think it's all the yahan iyagi.
No, I realized because
in Korea there's like a saying that if you have a lot of like raunchy, nasty thoughts, your hair grows faster.
Yes, and it's not like it's just I can tell them I have more hair on my head because I took care of my
scalp.
I use Minosteel. The thing that help your
hair
to
growth
grow
for balding men.
Yeah, to grow back, and
really?
I take medicine.
Come on, biotin.
Biotin only helps.
Come on, skin, hair, nails. Come on.
Sugar bear. Things like that. I realized my hair volume has gone so much better, and then I was looking at my first nose. I'm like, honey, that nose is really not giving.
Who is she? She can't come to the phone right now because she's dead. Yeah.
So I do look very different. I will show you the video. Like the side profile looks so much different. Yeah. I just really hope my future husband does not watch this video. But if you're watching all I said is a lie. I was born like this. and I love you, and please marry me, and I want a Cartier ring or never. No marriage. Okay, guys, I hope you learned a lot from today. Edward is gonna exit from the show, and he has enough. But we always love you.